I think the upskilling of that industry, that part of the industry, legal professionals, accountants, risk mitigation, treasury management, all these different bits and pieces where we've really got some super skilled people in this space. I think crypto companies are going to get a lot of benefit from that, and it can only help the industry when you've got really good professionals. So a blockchain I hadn't heard of prior to the event was Aleo, ALEO, which is
ALEO.
basically, like the way that they described it to me, and he was actually on a panel with me at the Web3 CFOs Club talk, was that they want to be a kind of regulated privacy chain. So that one of the biggest problems that I find at the moment is if we use a wallet to pay staff, if we pay every staff member out of the same wallet, then those staff can also see what other people are paid, right? It's very difficult for us to mask.
Accounting crypto means thousands of transactions, fluctuating prices, multiple wallets, exchanges, and bank accounts. One mistake means inaccurate reports, compliance risks, and wasted hours. CoinExBooks simplifies it all. Seamlessly import transactions, automate categorization, and get real-time insights, fast, accurate, stress-free. CoinExBooks, your solution to the chaos.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Web3 Accountant Radio podcast. Today, we have with us a very valued guest. He's Joe from the CEO of Nephos Group, and he's also the board member of Stablecoin Standard from UK, Dubai, crypto accounting. I think he is one of the OGs in the industry. Hi, Joe.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, nice to meet you. So, it has been an exciting time, and together, you are based in Dubai currently only, but I know that
Yeah.
crypto is Web3. I mean, it's global. So, Token2049 Dubai, which just passed by, has been, a lot of fanfare. How did you find the event?
Yeah, it was super busy. I don't know if you remember, but last year in Token 2049 Dubai, there was huge floods. And lots of people couldn't make it. And I think people felt they missed out. And there you go. Yeah, you're one of them. Yeah. So it feels like the whole of the crypto world descended on Dubai for a week. So it was a hectic week, but it was really good fun.
What was your highlights? So like, was there anything that caught your eye, or yeah?
Yeah, I think look, for me, this is we're in a Web3 accountant radio here, so I can talk about compliance a bit more openly than in other set. But I think, for me, I went to quite a few events around, with lawyers, with compliance and like I say, the legal side of things. And I think the upskilling of that industry, that part of the industry, legal professionals, accountants, risk mitigation, treasury management, all these different bits and pieces where we've really got some super skilled people in this space. I think crypto companies are going to get a lot of benefit from that, and it can only help the industry when you've got really good professionals. So I was really pleased. A lot of these events you go, there's all these kind of degen side events and things, but there's never any kind of, I guess, substance around legal, accounting, professional services. Whereas in Dubai this year, it felt like there was a lot more. So I was really pleased to see that.
Nice, yeah. I also saw online, at least, because I'm also part of the Web3 finance group, that they hosted a pretty a cool event amongst many
Yeah.
others.
Yeah, I spoke at that one. So that was good to be involved in. And again, the topic of conversation was very much around how we can support more crypto companies and all these things. So yeah, look, I think it's a very good time to be in this space, in the Web3 crypto space, because it does feel like it's a very buzzing community.
So within Dubai itself, other than I've seen many exchanges getting their licenses in Dubai after Binance. I mean, Binance was the leader, I mean, the popular one, and then after now there's many other custodians and companies getting the license there. How is it like on the ground?
Yeah, look, I think it's still a challenge to get licensed. You still have to go through quite a lot of you have to jump through quite a lot of hoops. You have to, spend a fairly decent sized amount of money to go through the process. So it's not a given. It's not like they're just opening the doors or opening the floodgates and letting everyone come in. They're definitely putting barriers up to make sure that they're only getting serious people, which is a good thing, I think, because you don't want to just flood of people. You really, if you want to be respected as a regulator, then you really need to make sure that you are bringing in the right types of people, right? So I think it's a good thing that there's a barrier because it means that they can vet things properly. But if you meet the criteria, if you have the funds behind you to go through the application, etc., you get a very, very strong licensing regime in a very, very popular jurisdiction. So I think in that sense, it's really positive, and it just weeds out the people that aren't serious.
Thank you. So from the event itself, is there like one project or one company that you want to share about, something that was very interesting that maybe you did not know before you went there, or some connections that after going through the event you met them on the ground physically and the connection grew stronger?
Yeah, I mean, a company or blockchain I hadn't heard of prior to the event was Aleo, Aleo, which is
ALEO.
basically, yeah, like the way that they described it to me, and he was actually on a panel with me at the Web3 CFOs Club talk, was that they want to be a kind of regulated privacy chain. So, that one of the biggest problems that I find at the moment is if we use a wallet to pay staff, if we pay every staff member out of the same wallet, then those staff can also see what other people are paid, right? It's very difficult for us to mask that. So the way Alea were talking was that they would built this kind of privacy layer, which means that it's completely private to the general public. You can't just see what's going on. But if a regulator or a law enforcement needed to see it, then they could get access to it. So it's very different to a Tornado Cash, which is kind of designed to mask situations. This is designed to enable privacy, but to kind of facilitate the law enforcement where they need to. So I thought that was one that I thought if they get that right, I think that could be massive.
Which jurisdiction are they currently thinking of going into, or where they're based in, or like the US, Dubai?
I think the US was where they were talking. I think they might be Swiss
Swiss.
as individuals, but I might be wrong. So yeah, the US was the market I think that they were kind of focusing on being able to go into, because I think everybody kind of feels that if you can crack the US, you can probably crack anywhere. So yeah.
Thank you. I think I think there's a lot of money in the US, but you know what you have pointed out. I mean, this day you have pointed out of privacy is, many companies maybe they have just started out. They pay their employees via a wallet, and if employees are smart enough to look at the wallet, they can tell how much other people are making, because if you don't mask it or send it through other channels, this is what happens. So I think you have pointed
Yeah.
out something very exciting. Yeah. So before we end today's episode, do you have any closing words to, if I am a founder outside, and I'm watching this, because you are an expert in this area, OG in this area, in terms of crypto accounting, finance itself, what is your tips to the founder itself? Like, one, what is very important?
Yeah, I think what's very important is to make sure you get these things done early. So get your compliance in order early. As much as it might not be the sexiest thing to talk about, it's very, very important. And I think projects that get the projects that we see that do these things early are much more successful than those that think that they can ignore this for a couple of years and then worry about it later. And not only does that hamper, in my opinion, your business growth, when you do have to come to do it, because eventually you will, it is basically not impossible, but it is so difficult and so time consuming to go back over a number of years, to solve some of this. That my motto is start as you mean to go on. So set everything up on day one as you mean to go on in the future. So if you plan to grow significantly, then I would recommend early on, you get all these things in place, get your structure correct, get your kind of sign off correct and get your accounting and tax side of things in order as well. So you don't have any scary surprises in the future.
And I think this is where the magic happens, where if you go to Nephos Group, you get everything in one place without the need to, look for 3 different professionals in different areas. So yeah, I've been to a website. So, today if you are listening in, I think that's a wonderful tip from Joe. And do check out Nephos Global for their, I would think, almost end-to-end, from legal to CorpSec to accounting and finance management, etc. So thank you, Joe, for being on our episode. And if you like the episode, do subscribe to us. See you another day. Bye-bye.